What's going on, y'all? It's Kyle here. I want to talk a little bit about everything we all have. Dreams. These beautiful little ideas and visions and pursuits that we dedicate our lives to. Or at least a large number of us seem to do that. Dreams, you can't grab them. You can't poke them. They're immaterial. Yet they're very real. We all have dreams, to a certain extent. And because they're immaterial, because they're not physical, they're ideas, and ideas change within us just about each and every day. It might be a tiny little bit, or it might be big changes. And just like dreams have this ability to change very quickly, we're able to latch on to one dream one day and latch on to another dream another day. This changing nature of dreams I want to focus on and I want to talk about in particular. So my first question to you is, did you have the same dreams as you do now when you were a child, a young child? What about a preteen? What about a teenager? And if you're older than a teenager, what about a young adult? Look where you're at right now. Did you have the same dreams as you did a year ago? A decade ago? A couple weeks ago? Or did they change? The answer to this is that they're always changing. Our dreams are always changing if we really focus on the nuance of dreams. Perhaps your core dream has stayed the same since you were a child. It's rare, but there's a lot of people, a lot of children that say, I want to be this when I get older. In a lot of ways we focus on career. And look, 20 years later, they're that. What they said they were going to be. But that's a minority of people, I would say. And even then, the way in which that dream came to life, the little details, probably changed. Probably wasn't exactly the same as it was all that time ago. And likewise, now, if you look at your dreams a year ago, they're likely not exactly the same as they are right now in this moment. And the reason I want to talk about this changing nature of dreams is because a lot of us, as we find ourselves in the pursuit of a particular dream, sometimes we're challenged. Sometimes we're faced with resistance, setbacks. Perhaps they're internal. Perhaps you have doubt. Perhaps you lose passion. Perhaps you're not as disciplined as you thought you needed to be in order to bring this dream into life. And if you find yourself pursuing a dream and you're up against a lot of resistance, I encourage you to dig in. I encourage you to stay disciplined. At least for a moment in time. At least for a while. Keep showing up. Keep putting in the work. Keep dedicating time and energy to this dream that you've already put so much time and energy into beforehand. And as you keep putting this time and energy into it, just take notice of yourself. Do you find yourself was that just a dip in your path to pursuing your dreams? Did you just have to push through that resistance momentarily? Or perhaps you just need to take a little bit of a rest, a day, 2 days, a week, a month. And then when you come back, you feel better. Push through or take a rest. But if you find yourself, specifically this message, I think everybody knows that sometimes you need to push through. Sometimes you need to dig in a little bit more. Sometimes you need to get a little bit more disciplined and push through this resistance to keep going, because you have to. No matter what you're pursuing, you're going to have to overcome resistance and doubt, whatever it may be. But for those of you that keep showing up, that took some time off, that keep pushing through, and you're met with resistance over a long period of time, in the back of your mind, you find yourself thinking about a different dream, a different idea about what you could be doing with your time and energy, and putting your time and energy into is taking you over. Slowly but surely, this dream in the back of your mind keeps billowing up. And you're not able to ignore it as much as you were a couple months ago, perhaps a year ago. I'm speaking to the people out there that are in this dilemma. They've been in pursuit of a dream for a while now. Maybe it's been a couple of years, maybe it's been 5 years, couple decades, however long it may be. And at one point in time, you were very committed to it, and it felt good, filled your heart up, made you feel fulfilled at the end of the day. Even if the results weren't coming, it was filling you up. But now it's not doing it for you anymore. Now you find yourself showing up and putting in the discipline, and the passion you once felt for it, the fulfillment you once gained from it, is no longer there. It is okay to give up a dream and to let go of a dream if it is no longer serving you. Do not be hard on yourself. I want to make sure that you try to push through the resistance, that you try to take a little break from it and come back. And then you show up again and you try. Perhaps you try this a couple times. Perhaps you go through enough cycles of this, and it's finally dawning on you that you are no longer a match to this dream that you were once so excited about pursuing. And perhaps you never brought this dream to full fruition, and you feel down about yourself, and you're beating yourself up, and you're hard on yourself, and you're telling yourself you failed, and you're telling yourself you give up. I'm telling you right now, it's okay. It's okay to let go of a dream that is no longer in resonance with you, with your heart, with the deeper aspects of yourself. And don't you for a second think you wasted your time or energy on it, in the pursuit of that dream. Even if it didn't come to full fruition, you never did. You see, life throws dreams our way. Not necessarily all the time to bring them into fruition, but they will throw them our way in order to learn lessons that are very valuable to us. Perhaps we need to learn these lessons from the pursuit of this dream that is no longer resonant to us. It helped us build up these skills and these attributes that we needed in order to plug into another dream that was awaiting us further down the line. Because at the end of the day, even if you bring every dream into fruition, you don't get to take them with you. In a matter of time, they will also disappear. In humanity's history, it's only a matter of time. But for those of you who are spiritual, or perhaps you just believe you have an essence that carries on beyond this life, that you have a soul. For those of you who believe this, you don't get to take your dreams with you to your next life, to your next existence, whatever it may be, but you take the lessons that you have learned in the pursuit of those dreams. And for those of you who are not spiritually inclined, don't believe in a soul and think it's all woo-woo, that's perfectly fine. Because later on in life, you also don't get to take those dreams with you sometimes. Perhaps you put a lot of time and effort into building your body up, you get nice and strong. You get jacked, you get ripped, you build a nice body. Guess what? You're going to lose all that shit as soon as you hit your elderly years. It's all going to deteriorate. It's going to go away. But the lessons you learned in the pursuit of that dream will always stick with you into the next chapters of your life, into the next dreams that are in resonance with your heart and the deeper aspects of your being. So however far you want to zoom out or zoom in, it's the same saying. It's all about the journey. And it really is. It's all about the lessons that you learn from the journey. Because when that day comes where you get the results that you so desired, you don't get anything from it. It's cool to see that you created it, but there's always going to be something new. You're always going to want some more. You're always going to want to push yourself. You're always going to want a challenge on some level. It never ends. All right, so let's bring it back. So for those of you who are clinging on, clutching on to a dream that you've been putting endless hours of time and energy into, that is no longer doing it for you, that is no longer filling you up and making you feel whole, and it doesn't feel right anymore, even though you keep doing the right things, showing up, being disciplined, etc. It's okay to let your dreams go if they are no longer in resonance with the deeper aspects of yourself. And you should. The most beneficial for your growth is when you let these dreams go that are no longer a match to you, a match to your future self, who you're going to evolve into, who you're going to grow into. And don't get down on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. If you can, try to get excited for the new chapter that's about to unfold, the new dream that is taking over you, that you're going to want to put more time and energy into, that is going to light a fire within your belly, that's going to set your heart ablaze. It's a good thing. And when the time is right And you will know it. You can resist it all you want, but one day you're not going to be able to hold on to that dream in the pursuit of that old dream any longer. And you're also not going to be able to hold back. Your enthusiasm, your desire to pursue this new dream. That you're also going to have to overcome doubts. That you're also going to have to develop new skills and abilities in order to bring this dream to life, or at least get closer to it. And that's a beautiful thing. So find yourself in a transition phase of dreams, of life chapters. Don't get hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. If you can, try to take the change in stride and apply those skills and those attributes and those lessons that you have learned from the pursuit of previous dreams into this new one. The journey never ends. So instead of fighting it, it's best to go with the flow, if you can. And with that, I'll leave it there. Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you're at in the world. And until next time.